Hi guys, I'm s7yler and this is my full review of the Mi4S, a stylish model from Xiaomi with some good hardware. So before I start, I'm going to recommend some other cool YouTubers on the net, just in case that you don't know them. We don't really compete as we support each other, as we all just have one goal, to show you guys some nice gadgets, smartphones and tech stuff. So let's start. The Xiaomi Mi4S comes with a 5-inch 1080p Full HD display, metal and glass design, a 3260 mAh battery, IR blaster, 3GB RAM and 64GB storage with support for a microSD card. And yes, that's cool because many users have that as a requirement and some phones simply don't offer that feature. The phone comes with a 5V 2A wall charger with support for Quick Charge 2.0, which means about 40% in 60 minutes. Good, but not as fast as on the Mi 5. I have used the Mi4S as daily driver for some time and the battery life is what I would call good. I didn't have any problems getting through the day with normal usage, so in that area I have nothing to complain about. The score in my Geekbench 3 battery test was not exactly great, but in real life it does fine. Now to the phone details and the design. In the top we first see the Mi logo in the corner, then the light and proximity sensor, the ear speaker together with a 5MP front camera and a multicolored notification LED. The phone has a 5-inch 1080p Full HD IPS display with 428 ppi pixel density. The display is sharp and the brightness is good, but not as high as seen on the Mi 5, but when you don't compare them directly side by side, you will not notice it. The bezel is not so thin on this model, but still acceptable. They actually don't bother me too much here. Further below we find the dimmed illuminated menu, home and back buttons, which all are easy to see and use. On the back side, which is non-removable and made of glass, we see a cool looking pattern. You cannot actually feel this, so it is just for the design. We find a 30MP rear camera with aperture 2.0, face detection autofocus together with a strong dual tone LED flash. We also see a round fingerprint scanner, which in my opinion works great and fast, but could be a little bit bigger. The phone has a built-in 3260 mAh battery, which is good for 1 to 2 days depending on the usage. And last we see the Mi logo in silver. In the bottom of the phone we find the USB Type-C port, the speaker to the right and the microphone to the left. On the right side we find the solid and responsive volume rocker together with the power button. In the top it has the 3.5mm headphone jack, which provides very loud and good sound, together with a noise cancelling microphone and the IR blaster. And last, on the left side we find a dual SIM tray. In this tray you can use one micro SIM and one nano SIM card, or one micro SIM and one micro SD card. So maximum 2 cards. It's not possible to put 3 cards at the same time in this tray. So let me open up for the SIM tray and let's have a close-up of the tray. So let's turn on the phone. And it's possible to wake it just by tapping 2 times on the display. On the lock screen you can slide to the side to go to the Mi Home. You can start the Mi Remote or the camera. But let's unlock. It comes with MIUI 7. And let me shortly show you the double tap to wake in the settings. And as told in the beginning, the capacitive buttons do light up in the dark. Let me scroll a bit in the UI as you see, it is very smooth and fine. It comes with the typical stock MIUI apps, and notice it also has the Mi Remote, as this is the original Xiaomi ROM. The Play Store I installed via the Google installer. That was very easy and fast done, and everything works including the sync of Google contacts. Here you can also see the bezel and that there is a very thin small border around the display. The connectivity, reception and Wi-Fi is excellent on this phone. I have had absolute no issues. Here you see the recent apps and you can also zoom in these. You see the available RAM, and about half is used by the system and apps, which is very typical on Xiaomi phones, but in return you get a very smooth experience in the UI. Next, let me show you the settings for the fingerprint scanner, and I already learned 2 fingers. So let me now demonstrate how it works. Overall, the fingerprint scanner is working great for me. It is fast, but in my opinion not as fast as the front fingerprint scanner found on the Mi 5. So now let me show you the camera. It has fast autofocus and pictures get most of the time sharp and nice. I have been overall satisfied with the picture quality. It is maybe not as good as a Samsung Galaxy S7, but pictures do have a lot of detail and they get pretty sharp. It doesn't support 4K video recording, but for the normal user Full HD should also be fine. And as always, I will also provide a link in the description to some camera samples in high resolution. To see the quality, I suggest to take a look at these and be the judge yourself. Next, let me test the camera in the dark with the LED flash. The shutter is clearly slower, but the picture seems to get pretty good still. Without the LED flash, pictures will get a bit grainy, which is normal in low light. Let me also test the flashlight, and you can here see that the LEDs are very strong. Let us also check the viewing angles. These are perfect, and notice also the very good sharpness and colors of the display. Now let me show you the quick toggles and some of the most important things in the phone settings. In advanced VLAN you can choose between 5 and 2.4 GHz or just set it to automatic. In SIM cards we see it has support for VO LTE, which allows HD voice, and the internet can be toggled between the 2 SIM cards. There is also support for themes, like on every Xiaomi phone. In display you can tweak the colors and contrast. It also has prevent pocket dials, which is good if you enable the double tap to wake, and we also see something called smart cover mode. In language the original ROM only has Chinese and English. For the keyboard you can of course still use Google Keyboard and there have multi-language. There is one-handed mode support, where you can swipe on the touch buttons to resize the desktop. In storage we see that it has 58 GB available, and there is support for a microSD and USB on the go. Notification light settings allow many different colors. The touch buttons can also be configured, and you can also set what they should do when you long press them. And last, about phone, where we see the phone specifications and the Android and MIUI version 7.2 stable, and it of course also support OTA wireless updates. So that's it for the settings. In the rest of the video I will show you some results from different test apps, and in the end I will run a game and tell you about the pros and cons, so stay tuned if you want to know more. So we are now in the end of the video, and let me now list my pros and cons. So the pros are that it has a very nice design and amazing build quality. It has USB Type-C with reversible connector, which is very convenient. The fingerprint scanner works good and fast, for me 9 out of 10 times. It has a built-in IR blaster in the top. It has good and stable Wi-Fi connection. I had no issues at all. It has nice battery life. It's fine for 1 to 2 days. It has a notification LED placed in the top and not in the bottom like seen on the older Mi 4. And last, it supports micro SD card, but it will take up 1 SIM slot. So the cons are that there's no LTE Band 20 support, there's no root, and it is probably hard to root because of Android 6 and MIUI 7. The bezel is rather thick. Some will maybe not like it, for me it is still okay. The battery and back is non-removable. The display brightness could be higher. It's not in the same level as on the Mi 5. There's no 4K video recording, just Full HD. And there's also no FM radio, that's a shame. And last, the price is currently pretty high, which for this model is also a con. So the question, is the Mi 4S worth it? Definitely yes. It is so far the best Mi 4 I have had. It is both faster and more premium than the original Mi 4 and also the Mi 4i and Mi 4C. I absolutely love this version of the Mi 4. It is improved in almost all aspects. So guys, that's it for the review. Remember also to check out my blog. You find the link in the video description. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.